Hey everyone, it's Tom here from Tom's Corner, coming at you today with a brand new episode of the Tom's Corner podcast. Today we're going to talk about a film that came out in 2000 that you may know. It's not a very well known film. It's sort of a bit niche. It's horror. You may know it. It's called American Psycho. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. Yeah. Oh, you have. Oh, very interesting. Yes. Terrible humor out of the way. Yeah, I recently had the pleasure of getting to watch it, so I thought, you know what, let's talk about it. So, woohoo. If you enjoyed today's episode of the podcast, please like, share, and subscribe. And hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload new videos and new content. I'd also like to say Happy New Year to all of you. Welcome to 2023. I hope your January the 1st has been a good one so far. So, woohoo. So I mean... Like, I think that realistically, you cannot deny that American Psycho has absolutely had an effect on just horror, and I think like culture as a whole. Because like you look at like when you look at lists of like horror movies, right? Most times you will probably see American Psycho on there at some point, and like Christian Bale as Patrick Bateman, great job, phenomenal job actually, because like I think he genuinely does, he does a great job. Obviously as well, I know there's a bit of isn't there a debate about whether or not the ending was like a dream or reality or something? Honestly, I'm not interested in getting into that bit. I'm just talking about the movie like generally. Honestly, I just can't recommend it enough. Like, it is genuinely a great movie, and if you get a chance, if you haven't already watched it, I would recommend going and watching it. If you have watched it, tell me what you thought about it down below. And yeah, honestly, I want to say, because like I always say this, but much credit to the writers and the director and the cinematography, the editors, musicians, cast, crew, just everyone who was involved in making the movie, because honestly, they all did a great job. And I think, that's the thing, right? Like, just a side note. Personally, I think that it doesn't matter if you have, like, all A-list celebrities. If you have a terrible script, then it's just gonna not be a good movie. Like, that's what I think personally, I'll be honest. And maybe you disagree with me, maybe you will. If you do, that's fair enough. But yeah, I just personally think that sorry. I personally think that it's just not great if you don't have a good story, and if your acting isn't great, then it's just not going to be a good production. That's what I personally believe. And yeah, but I mean, I think realistically, like to say that American Psycho hasn't had an effect on like culture and on, well, had an effect just in general on, well, like I say, on culture and just the world in a way, I think that would be very arrogant to say, because it definitely has. Like, I know I've only watched it recently, but like, sorry, but I look at movies, right? On a movie, I look at reviews for the movie, and everyone that I've seen, and I've watched a lot, and I always try and get different opinions, because I don't think it's fair to just watch say 20 videos of someone saying, oh, it's a great movie, it's so great, wow, or just like how it's not great to, sorry, no, but like just how it's not great to watch 20 people saying, oh, the movie's awful, it's bad, it's rubbish, you know. Also, I'll apologize if I sound weird. It's just that I've just not been feeling well, as I think I mentioned that in yesterday's video, which was the last video of 2022, which is crazy. And just honestly, yeah, I mean, I'm feeling a bit better, but yeah, if I sound weird, I do apologize. But but yeah, honestly, at the end of the day, I genuinely just cannot recommend the movie enough. Like, the fact that Christian Bale did a phenomenal job, Willem Dafoe, I have to say as well. I think he did a good job as well, honestly. Like, then again, I think all the cast did a great job. I genuinely cannot recommend like, credit to them all enough. But also, as I say, like, I want to give a bit of credit to like the costume designers, the musicians, the writers, and the editors. Because oftentimes I understand, obviously, like, the editors, musicians, and that, you don't usually see them in the movies. You see the actors and the actresses. That's obviously that's fair enough. But I feel like sometimes like the crew don't always get get recognition. I know that's not true with big budget movies, but like sometimes I feel like you'll have like the writers or editors or someone getting a bit forgotten. So yeah, just to all the editors, writers, musicians, costume designers, makeup, special effects, whatever it was, whatever your job was, honestly, thank you for doing such a great job with the movie. I had a brilliant time watching it. I'm honestly blown away by it. I genuinely was. Like the fact that, even now, 22 years later, because obviously it came out in 2020. It came, no, I'm an idiot. I am an idiot. No, it came out in 2000, and obviously I watched it in 2022. There we go. Yeah, literally, it's just so good. Like I can't deny. It just is. It's a great movie. Like it stands the test of time, I think, because sometimes you see more movies that have their moment of glory and then they sort of just fall into sort of, I don't know if maybe obscurity is the right word, but like they're sort of, and I don't want to say forgotten about, but we kind of like move on from them and we find like the next big thing. But I think that obviously that's not true for all movies, but like I think sometimes you will have like a movie, like a series, not just horror, but in general now, that maybe will do great for a few years, but then it sort of just it gets forgotten about. But I think that honestly, American Psycho and Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, movies like that, I do believe genuinely have stood the test of time, and I think they've proven it. And I honestly think that generally, I just can't rate Patrick Bateman enough because he's an extraordinary villain. In that, like it's just interesting watching his performance. Like not watching his performance, Christian Bale's performance, but watching Patrick Bateman as the character and watching Christian Bale's performance is quite amazing, and how you can go from him being just incredibly nuts, for sort of lack of a better word, insane, really, murdering people, to then almost just like a normal person. It is weird, but like, and also incredible to see. The reason why I say incredible is because of the fact that Christian Bale hasn't just had to do just one character. He's had to do sane Patrick Bateman and then insane murderous Patrick Bateman, and I think there's a very noticeable difference between the murderous Patrick Bateman and the sane, if that's the right way of saying it, Patrick Bateman. And that's what I mean when I say incredible, because the fact that he was able to do two different characters and make them both very different and seem different, I think was incredible. So honestly, I just can't rate it enough. Honestly, but that's the thing, right? Because this is just a rambly sort of reviewy thing of it. That's the thing, right? I'll clarify it. I think reviews are important, right? But at the end of the day, I think whenever you watch a review, you should always take it with a pinch of salt, and you should go and watch it personally yourself, if you're able to. I mean, and if you want to, like if say now it's a movie that maybe you've been thinking about, that maybe you've thought, oh okay, yeah, I'll go check that out. I feel like you might see some reviews and they might say, oh, it's bad, and then you'll be like, oh, I don't want to watch it now. But then if you had gone and watched it, you might thought, oh, this is actually good. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong there, and if I am, let me know. But that's just what I think, honestly. But yeah, I apologize if this episode's been a bit sort of rambly. I'm just a bit. I'm just a bit, like I said, a bit unwell. Had a bit of a cold recently, and so yeah. But I wanted to, get a video recorded today, a podcast episode, because I didn't do one last Sunday, and I wanted to make up for that. because you guys deserve better from me. So thank you. Now I stay. This is the kind of quality content you come to Tom's Corner for, isn't it? Nah, but seriously though, thank you guys very much for watching. If you've enjoyed today's video, then please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified when I do upload new videos. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.